Disclosure. The Snatched podcast is profane, politically incorrect, political insensitive, anti-organized religion, and is not safe for children or safe for work. Please listen responsibly.
You see Jaga as a spirit cloaking under his cloak, cloaking the Thundercats. He's a spirit.
You're about to get snatched. You're listening to the Snatched Podcast.
You're listening to the Snatched Podcast.
Warning, if you listen to this, your feelings will get hurt. Listen to this, your feelings will get hurt. Listen to this, your feelings will get hurt.
Peace, Ashe, Shalom, Islam, Rahubat, Grand Rising, peace and love, salute. Whatever the greeting is, peace and prosperity. Hey! All right, it's called Thundercats Exposed. I'm gonna break down all the science, esoteric, occult, all of it within Thundercats. We about to go in right now, family. We about to go in. Share this video, like it, comment, give me some feedback, talk to me. All right, so before I give you 100% of the science, I want to make a real quick plug for myself and say follow me on YouTube. It has the icon that says Crumb. Follow me on Facebook. I already reached 5,000 friends. And follow me on Instagram. I'm going to get it popping up there just a little bit more. So with that said, this is Thundercats Exposed, and this is the science. Let's go. So, as you know, I always love to go with the origins. So the way Thundercats started was the very first episode called Exodus. Keep in mind, this is the exact same as the book in the Bible, Exodus. So now, hold on, here we go.
Snatch contains explicit language and mature content that may not be suitable for younger audiences. The material presented is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, we make no representation or warranty of any kind, expressed or implied, regarding the standardized completeness of any information presented. Under no circumstance shall anyone in connection with Snatch have liability for loss, damage, or harm of any kind incurred as a result of content here on Snatch.
So now, Jaga gets into a fight with like a rat or something like that, and he takes the rat sword, throws into a volcano. The volcano blows up their planet called Thundera. And there's a ship that leaves with the last of the Thundercat kind. Now, if this theme doesn't sound familiar to you, you may not be a Marvel fan, or you may not do the comic books, but this is the exact same thing as Superman. The same thing happened to planet Krypton is the same thing that happened to planet Thundera. So right off the bat, I found your copycat. We talk about Thundercats, let's call them the copycats. So now moving forward with the story, these people who no longer have a home are now alien invaders. That's right, they're alien invaders. Now the Thundercats are an alien race of colonizers. They're settlers family because they lost their home. Now, the ancient ones, or what I call our ancestors, had knew this 1,000 years ahead, and knew 1,000 years ahead that someone was coming, some invaders were coming. So they set up a guardian avatar named Mumra. Now, if we look at the etymon of the word demon, a demon is really a guardian angel. Are you following me, family? I know you're not, so let me break it down. So here we go. I know a lot of you are going to go and research me, because a lot of you challenge me, and a lot of you, just chime in with whatever it is you have to say, and that's cool. So I'm already prepared for those people who are going to challenge me and say a demon is something bad and a demon is not something good. Oh yeah. Real quick, family, real quickly. I want to tell you that in this breakdown, I'm rooting for the bad guy. I'm rooting for the bad guy, family. So I just want to put that out there. You be like, damn, he talking about the bad guy a lot in this video. That's right. So here we go. Back to your scheduled show. So now, a demon. If we look at this is a 12th century word from Latin from the word daemon, meaning a spirit from Greek, daemon, a deity, a divine power. A demon is divine. It has a divinity. Now, this is the issue. It doesn't have the divinity of the holy God, the El Elyon. This is just a demon, a lesser God. But I highlighted the word up here. I highlighted the word guiding spirit, a tutelary deity. Now, when we talk about a guiding spirit, we're talking about a guardian angel. Let's fast forward down here to the bottom because there's a lot that we could also be reading. But let's just fast forward to the bottom. The original mythical sense is sometimes written daemon for purposes of distinction. The demon of Socrates was a daemon, a divine principle or inward oracle. Y'all be like, Crumb, I'm looking for the oracle. The oracle is inside you. It's the demon in you, the daemon in you. So now we have Mumra, who is a daemon, a demon, a guiding spirit. Now we fast forward because this spirit, this guardian angel is guarding the land. He's guarding the land. So what is he guarding the land from? Battle of the planets. Look at him. Look at him. That's your invader right there. That's your colonizer. He looks like a Tamahu. He's a colonizer, family. He's an invader. So now I just put this cartoon here for you. Now, you see these Christopher Columbus ass niggas, these pilgrim ass niggas? It says, wait a moment, we came first. Who are the alien invaders? They are the alien invaders. Oh, you be like, oh, alien invaders? No, alien invaders. Alien invaders. So now the ancestors are going to put up an avatar or a demon to protect the land. If any of my Moors can follow that one, who is a Bey. So now we have Mumra, the ever-living, who is an avatar or a mummy for the ancient ones or your ancestors. And your ancestors set up this demon or this avatar to protect Third Earth against the colonizers and anything else for eternity. So as you can see here, these are the ancestors. Now, if we look right here, you can see where they got this from. Where did they get this from? They got it from that. Who is that? You see them? Do you recognize them? They knew the colonizers were coming thousands of years before they even got there. The land was fertile. The land was beautiful. In this cartoon, they had unicorns because this was such an amazing place, this Third Earth place. So you need a sentinel, a protector for these ancient spirits who have passed on to come back through to do whatever work that they need to do, or that needs to be done moving forward. So if we look at these ancestors, we can see a crocodile. That crocodile is Sobek. There he is right there. You can also see a bull. The bull is really Hathor, who is a woman. And you also have a reptilian right there, who is really Wedjet. So now also this one right here is a pig or a hog. I don't know where the hell they get that bullshit from, but the ancient ancestors have been depicted as the evil ones inside of this cartoon. So when we talk about who's the good guys and who the bad guys are, there's going to be a paradigm shift because I'm going to change the way that you view these depictions of this occult and esoteric science, because this stuff is really us that they're talking about. You, the bad guy, you, the demon, you, the devil. And I'm okay with that, family. I'm okay with being the devil because I understand the signs and symbols and therefore a conscious mind. I am a conscious mind, so I'm okay with it. Now, these guys will come through the sentient avatar called Mum-Ra via Kundalini serpent energy. If you look at Mum-Ra, he has a caduceus on his hood, and he wears it on his chest when he powers up. It is a caduceus, or what some people call a catechus. So he's powering up using chakra energy, or chi energy, or Kundalini energy, whatever you want to call it, family. Also, I want to notate that he was indigenous with a wide nose and dark skin, and he was connected to Third Earth spiritually and channeled the forces of nature, which were called evil in the cartoon. Just want to make sure that I mentioned that tidbit real quickly right there. All right, so here we go. As far as Mum-Ra goes, because you know I'm rooting for Mum-Ra. As far as Mum-Ra goes, if you look at his crime is plotting to destroy the Thundercats. Keep in mind, he's the protector of Third Earth. So his crime is protecting what was his. Now his weapon is powerful, immortal sorcery. I wanted to point out that he's a sorcerer. He's dealing with dark magic of the Esoteric family. Of his ancestors. Now, inside his pyramid, there's a cauldron of primordial waters that help him and intensify his magical spells and things like that. Now, Mum-Ra's superpower consists of magic, and that is diametrically opposed to the Thundercats, who mainly deal with technology, and I'll show you that part a little bit later. Well, actually, I'm sure in the next slide. Now, they don't deal with magic. The Thundercats deal with hoverboards. You know, they do a lot of technology. Hoverboards, a thunder tank. This thing at the top, that's a airliner, but they call it a feliner. You know, play on words. The thunder tank, that's the thunder tank again. They got projectors. They got flat screens. They got computers. And then they have the token black guy who Panthro, and you see right here, it says he's a mechanic. You know that's a black guy. He's a mechanic? Oh, okay, got you. But, you know, this is just goes to show how within this cartoon, they're mostly dealing with technology for the good guys and magic for the bad guys. Now, if we look at Mum-Ra, we have to acknowledge that inside the name Mum-Ra, you see the name Ra, and you can't get around that. Now, I have managed to find this picture, and I just want to point this out. Does anybody notice what jewelry Mum-Ra is wearing? You see what that is he's wearing? Yeah, that's an Ankh, family. That's an Ankh. So now we see a lot of signs and symbols and cryptology around Mum-Ra. You know, they're not hiding the fact of where they got this concept from. I didn't make this and put this together. This artwork was made by the people who actually made Thundercats. So, you know, nobody is exposing anything except for you, because you the only one who late. Because when you watch these things, you fail to make the connection of self, and you just see this entertainment. So moving forward. As I was saying before, Mum-Ra is indigenous to the land, and he is connected to Third Earth spiritually, and he channels forces of nature, which he uses the power of. So, next point. Mum-Ra also lives in... Now, this is what the official name is. I didn't make this up. The official name of this pyramid that Mum-Ra lives in is called the Black Pyramid. Now, as you can notice, the Black Pyramid has 4 obelisks around it. And it was an electrical energy center to power Mum-Ra, the avatar, after excessive use. Now, they also call this Black Pyramid the Onyx Pyramid. Now, this Black Pyramid for me, because we know pyramid really means house. I already told y'all pyramid is a Greek word. Pyramid is not Egyptian. It's not Medu Neter. It's not Kemetic. Pyramid is an Egyptian word that means house. So now when we say Black Pyramid, I can't help but to make the connection of the diametric opposite of a white house. A black house, a white house. So Mum-Ra lives in the black house. And his black house is an electrical energy center. So now we have his, I guess for lack of a better word, his goons. All the bad guys under Mum-Ra were all African animals from the Kemetic pantheon. So now we're going to start with Slith. Slith is that lizard guy. Now, I couldn't find a real good picture, but I have a testimony, an anecdote from my brother Dwight, who says, I was listening to Credo, the African griot, on YouTube, and he was referring to the reptilian, and he pulled out a little statue that looks just like Slith. Yo, that's crazy, because I had already talked about this in a different video with my brother Salam Sadek. And, you know, in that video, Dwight had commented, because we had already went into this measure. I just want to go and do an official PowerPoint presentation on it. So now if we move past Slife, we're going to have Monkeyin. If you see Monkeyin right there on the far end, Monkeyin, as you can see right here, is really a baboon. Monkeyin the baboon holding the eye of Haru with Tahuti, and they're in a boat. So there's your bad guy. There's your bad guy right there, Monkeyin. So now we have Mumra from Egypt. We have Slith from Egypt. Well, I didn't really prove Slith was from Egypt, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Now we have Jackalman. Jackalman is a jackal, not a dog. Now, if we look at Anubis, the jackal-headed guide of the dead. Anubis was not a dog. Anubis was a jackal. And we have Jackalman. Are you following me, family? So now we have Vultureman. Vultureman, he's the first one out of this lineup. Now, if you see this picture of Vultureman, he has an eye amulet around his neck. If we look right here, we can see the vulture and we have the eye. There's your connection, family. So when I tell you that this whole thing of Thundercats is being exposed, I'm gonna expose the whole shit, because in the Thundercats, you was the bad guy. That's the spoiler alert, family. You the bad guy of Thundercats, and your people and your ancestors are all being demonized. So let's move forward a little bit. We have the other set of bad guys. These are more of a low-level set of bad guys. You may not have really seen a lot of them from Thundercats, but they were bad guys, and they're called the Lunatics. Now, why is this important? If you take a really close look at the Lunatics, they all have a brand over where their third eye would be. Now, this brand is simply a crescent moon. I can't zoom in to give you the quality, but on this guy, you can see it real good. He has a crescent moon where his pineal gland or his third eye would be. All these people, now they're called the Lunatics. These are the enemies of the Thundercats. Now, this is her in the new version, because there's an old version, there's a new version. So this is the original series, and then Thundercats in the new series that came out around like 2000 something. This is her again. Now, not only can you see her crescent on her head better, she's wearing some jewelry as well, and it has a crescent. So I just want to show you that crescent as far as Islamic faith or Islamic countries. That's the Pakistan flag. That's the Islamic flag. Now, these people were called the Lunatics. Lunar, I just crammed that in there just a little bit. Lunar, determined by, relating to, or resembling the moon. So now you have these bad guys who are called the Lunatics, and they have this moon on their forehead because signs and symbols are for the conscious mind. I want to share this little tidbit with you. The highest suicide rate in America is in Alaska. Alaska is the land of the midnight sun. And why did I point that out? Because if you sit now, okay, Alaska is the land of the midnight sun. That means Alaska has 6 months of daytime and 6 months of nighttime. Alaska has the highest suicide rate because people go crazy in Alaska during the 6 months of nighttime. They become lunatics and they kill themselves. Look it up. The highest suicide rate is in the state of Alaska, because Alaska is the land of what they call the midnight sun, because Alaska has 6 months of day, 6 months of night, and it drives the people lunatic. So there's the science behind them. Now, let's move a little bit forward. Now that I have almost 150 people watching, let me just hit refresh on this real quickly and get some of these people off of here. I got about 150 people watching. It's not showing me How y'all watching? Anyway, okay. So, I got about 150 people watching. So I just want to tell y'all, subscribe to Crumb Snatcher on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook because I already have 5,000 friends. And follow me on Instagram. I'm getting it popping up there. It's your boy Crumb. Hold on 2 seconds. It's your boy Crumb. I go hard all day with this PowerPoint presentation, sharing the knowledge. I don't get paid for this. I do it out of love. So, follow me everywhere I'm at, because wherever I'm at, I'm teaching there. So here we go. Back to your scheduled program. All right. So moving forward. Now, the second set of I'm sorry. The second set of bad guys who I first went over, they were it was Monkeyman, it was Jackalman, Slith, and Vultureman. These are the official second set of bad guys. Now, they do not live in the Black Onyx Pyramid or the Black House or White House version. They live in Castle Plundar. Here's where it gets a little bit occult at. Castle Plundar was an evil replica of the Lion's Lair, which is a copycat of the Egyptian Sphinx. So now this was supposed to be their copy of the Thundercats' lair, which is really just their copy of the Sphinx. Now, as I was saying in my other video, the Sphinx does have wings. I just want to point that part out right there really quickly. So now, the other part that I want to talk about in terms of Castle Plundar, it's important to note Castle Plundar was built by slave labor. Are you following me? We talked about the pyramid, which was the Black House, the Black Pyramid or the Black House that Mum-Ra lived in. Well, the Castle Plundar was built by slave labor, just like the White House was built by slave labor. The Castle Plundar, which we see right here, was built by a race of people indigenous to Third Earth called Brute Men. The reptilian was the one who led their slavery. The reptilian was the one who had led their slavery. Now, we know that real reptiles like the light, but the Tamahu don't like light. So when we're talking about reptilians, it's a difference between a reptilian and a draconian. I just want to point that part out. I'll go into that on another video. But the reptilians led this race of indigenous brute men from Third Earth to build Castle Plundar. So in the cartoon, there's slave labor. I watched this cartoon growing up and I didn't catch that part. Even though I remember them, I just somehow missed it. But just in case you don't believe me, this is the name of the episode. The Slaves of Castle Plundar. You can't get past that, family. When we're dealing with the occult, I'm going to make sure that we're clear that we dealing with some really deep shit, even at the child level. So now, this reptilian, Mum-Ra only spoke to the reptilian. Mum-Ra didn't speak to Jackalman. He didn't speak to Vultureman. He didn't speak to, whoever. He only corresponded with the reptilian. Now, I don't know if that was because Mum-Ra's power was through Kundalini reptilian energy or what that was. But there was a close relationship between Mum-Ra and Slife the reptilian. And I must point that out. In addition to that, I want to point out that Slife the reptilian is wearing a red amulet inside of his cowl, his face mask, or his crown, or whatever you want to call that. He's wearing a red amulet over his third eye. I just felt like that was important to throw out in terms of the third eye and occult symbolism inside the cartoon. Now, we see this cat right here, and the cat, his eyes are black, but his third eye is wide open and is visible to you. So in dealing with thunder cats, I thought that would be appropriate because the children's cartoon Thundercats had a ton of Afro-Kemetic symbols and imagery, which include the cat's lair, which looks like the so-called Great Sphinx of Egypt. Now, the Sphinx of Egypt, it's important to note that it's really called Her-Em-Akhet, or Heru on the horizon. So you can see the actual emulation there. It's damn near identical. In addition to that, where Lionel get his third eye popping. Lionel get his third eye popping, and it gives him specifically sight beyond sight, which is what our third eye gives us. Your third eye is responsible for dreaming, melatonin, things of that nature. Now, the Thundercats show also had a profound connection to the chakras and their ability to expand their spiritual consciousness to open their third eye. So now, when we look at this cartoon, we can see how our children have been geared and primed to open their third eye, because as adults, we become assholes and we just don't believe shit no more, and we question everything. But a child, through their imagination, because it's so vivid, has the ability to see what our stiff necks won't allow us to look at. We've become stiff neck as a people, and we don't believe shit unless we can see it with our two physical eyes. So now when we look at these eyes, we have to understand this, occultic imagery, like the great seal that's on a dollar. On the dollar is a seal, S-E-A-L, not the animal, but an actual seal like you stamp a letter with. So on the top of the seal is an eye. This is the same imagery that you're going to find inside Thundercats, because this is all occult. Just like there was occult imagery there is occult imagery on the dollar, and this is Masonic imagery. There's occult and Masonic imagery inside of Thundercats. So here we go. That's the third eye, the eye of Horus, the eye of Ra, the eye of Osiris. And I put a sphinx or a cat right in front of it to hopefully help you make that connection. So now when I say Masonic, what button did I press? Jesus in heaven. I pressed the button. Sorry, family. Hold on. Let me go back. You see all my other stuff. I didn't mean for y'all to see that, but no worries. Okay, all right, I pressed the button. We're getting back to it. Family. I'm in a dead heat of this one. So it's just uploading. It's uploading, and we back. So now when we talk about the Masonic imagery that the Thundercats is embodying, we have to look literally at masonry. So now in the cartoon Thundercats, Lionel has a lion's paw. A lion's paw. It's called a claw shield. Lionel's claw shield, but we can recognize it simply as a lion's paw. Now in masonry, there's something called the Masonic lion's paw grip. This is in masonry. So now here you go. When you greet your brother or a initiate or a master or a shriner or whoever, when you greet them like this. You see his paws open and wide, and he greets him paws open and wide. There's a lion's grip. There's a lion's grip. You see it? Master Mason's lion's paw. That's the lion's grip, family. So now when we dealing with Thundercats, there's masonry within that as well. I'm not going to go into the lion's paw because I already have a video called Breaking the Masonic Code where I even explain all of this. So y'all can go watch that. Go watch my video, Breaking the Masonic Code, part 1 and part 2. I explain all of this as far as the Masonic Code, what this shit looks like, so on and so forth. But in this video, I just want to show how it has peaked its head within the cartoon realm. Now, this lion's paw, just to make sure that I explain this thoroughly before I move forward, this is, even though it is Masonic, the Masons got they shit from Egypt, family. They got they stuff from us. So there's the lion raising up a dead body. This dead body is the grand architect. This dude right here is the grand architect. His name supposedly is Hiram Abith. Hiram Abith. And he is dead because he was killed by 3 ruffians. And they tried to raise him. And when one guy tried to pick him up, he couldn't do it. When the other guy tried to pick him up, he couldn't do it. But they required the lion's paw to pick him up. It was King Solomon who had to come off of his throne to come raise Hiram Abiff from the dead, and King Solomon had to use the lion's paw. So now when we're dealing with Thundercats, we have to understand that there's occult imagery in there. When you are a Mason, and they be like, oh yeah, to be a Mason, they gotta raise you, they gotta put you in a coffin, and you gotta sit inside a coffin. Well, when they put you in a coffin, this is symbolic of you being the great architect of the universe, and they put in the lion's paw grip to raise you from the dead to a perpendicular state. So when we have Masonic geometry, we're dealing with a perpendicular state. You were once dead, but now you are a live man. And if we can see right here, that's the man with the lion's head, and there's the Uraeus or the Catechus. And it reads right here, the lion's paw in the pyramid mysteries. The picture shows how the grip of the lion's paw was given in the pyramid mysteries. The priest wore over his head the mask of a lion. By this grip, the spirit in man, long buried in the specular of substance, is raised to life, and the candidate goes forth as a builder entitled to the wages of the initiate. These are all Masons going through their degrees. You raise up from an initiate to a actual whatever Mason, and from a Mason to a Shriner, and from a Shriner to whatever. But this is all occult symbolism encoded inside of Thundercats. That's right. It's all inside of Thundercats, and I can keep going. And I am going to keep going. Here we go. The Thundercats lived inside the Sphinx. If you look at the mysteries of the Sphinx, it said that the left paw, I already talked about this, but let's talk about it again. Underneath the left paw is a cavity under the earth, which they call a mysterious chamber, which some Masons or Moors call that an adept chamber under the left paw of the Sphinx. It is said that Noble Drew Ali came, or Timothy Drew came from under the left paw of the Sphinx, and he brought the keys from the adept chamber. Now, when the Thundercats leave from their cat's lair, they leave from under the left paw. The Thundercat Thunder Tank shoots a motorcycle pod from under the left paw. If we look at the Sphinx, there's a small chamber under the left paw, and it goes to a larger chamber, but these are called adept chambers. So now we can see the symbology, or actually, the symbology within the cat's lair and the Sphinx to great detail. I know y'all knew about the Sphinx, but I know damn well y'all didn't catch the left paw part. I know you didn't catch it. Even the Moors didn't catch it. But that's all good, because the Thundercats were copycats. They were cat burglars. Remember when Batman would show the bat signal? I'm sorry, when Commissioner Gordon would show the bat signal? So now Batman to put the damn bat sign over the eye, so now the Thundercats are seeing the bat sign. Oh, because the same Thundercat sign, when Batman saw that shit, Batman was like, what the fuck is that? There must be a copycat out there. And look at Lionel, he's weak. And Commissioner Gordon's like, what the fuck is this? What is this? Batman's like, oh man, we got a copycat. We got a copycat. So now, just like within this other copycat that I'm going to expose, well, I already exposed, where Thundera is equivalent to Krypton because their planet blowed up and now they're an alien invader. This the sign and the symbol to call the Thundercats is the same sign and symbol to call Batman. So we got a copycat on our hands. We got a cat burglar. So now when we look at the symbol for Mum-Ra, it's going to be a catechist, or what some people call a caduceus. Now, we know Mum-Ra was frail, he was weak, he was skinny. But when he got that serpent kundalini energy, that catechist energy, it energized him. And so this is the paradox within the snake, because even though the venom is poisonous, the venom is also medicinal. Medicinal. What is at the root word of medicinal? Medicine. This energy was his medicine to energize him and to make him strong. So now, I just need you to follow me through the occult symbolism within this cartoon, because I'm gonna expose all that shit. Now, when we look at Lion-O, I found this to be very intriguing. There was something very phallic with the way that the sword grew when Lion-O needed it. I don't know if anybody understands words, but phallic. It was something very phallic about that knife. The knife resembled, for lack of a better word, a penis. And Lion-O's sword would grow like a penis when he needed it to. So when we see a sword that resembles a penis, I want to be very mature about this and just look at the facts for what they are and deal with that by itself, other than them silly ass jokes I know that's about to come, because y'all some silly ass folks who be on my shit. Now, I was going to put where somebody claimed that Panthro was not melanated, but I want to say that Panthro was a brother. Panthro was a brother. He was a Black Panther. Are you following me, family? In addition to that, he had a wide nose, he had dark skin, and he had a bald head. He was very, resembling of a melanated man. So here is, I found a picture of him with an afro. I found a picture of Black Panthro Party, Panthro Power, Panther Power. He was a Black Panther. And here is him with an allegiance with Black Panther, which the movie is about to come out. And I will be there to see that. I'll probably do a live about that as well. Now, just to add more to it, the movie, Panthro was played by the voice of Earl Hyman, who is passed away now. Rest in peace to the ancestor. He was famous as to be Russell Huxtable, the father of Bill Cosby on The Cosby Show. So this is just some more evidence to show that Panthro was a brother. You're going to find people out there who's going to say he was not a brother. But I want to point... typically, when you have a brother inside of a cartoon, he's going to have a deep voice. If you go watch Family Guy, most of the melanated people on the cartoon series Family Guy, they all have super deep voices with the exception of Cleveland. But most of the people have a very deep voice within these cartoons if they're melanated. I think in the cartoon Uncle Grandpa, there's a I don't know if it's an alligator or some type of animal, but he has a huge, insanely deep voice. But we know that these are melanated people. So let's go to another character, because I'm not talking about no good guys, except for the ones that have something to do with us. So let's talk about Chitara. I'm only talking about the Lion-O was a Tamahu, period. Lion-O was a Tamahu. So I'm not talking too much about Lion-O, but let's talk about Chitara. All right, I'm almost done, fam. I'm about to wrap this up. So now, Chitara. If we look at season 1, it says season 1, episode 26. In episode 26, it's the title of episode 26 is 6 Sense. The woman has the 6 sense. Not no man, a woman. The melanated woman is God. And in this cartoon, they show how the female is in tune with her psychic ability. So here is what that episode was about. The 6th Sense is it's a 26th episode, and the premise, a damaged alien spaceship which has formed a connection with Chitara's 6th sense. So there's a spaceship. Now we know that we call these alien spaceships a mothership. So there's a mothership that made a connection with the daughter because she is in tune through her 6th sense. Now, the premise of this episode called The 6th Sense, a damaged alien spaceship or mothership, which has formed a connection with Chitara's 6th sense, crashes on 3rd Earth, and some other stuff happens, yada, 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 this and this and that, yada, yada, yada. Now, if we go to another episode, Crumb, that was just one episode. People, I'm sure there was other episodes where other people were psychic. No, only Chitara. So now, if we look at the other episode, which was called Telepathy Beam. Now in that episode, It was the 99th episode number 99. So in episode number 99 called Telepathy Beam, here's the summary. Vultureman uses a new weapon on Chitara to overwhelm her sixth sense in an attempt to destroy her confidence. To destroy her fucking confidence and distract her from sensing the truth about who? Panthro, her brother, the melanated Black Panther. Family, there's so much occult symbolism inside this cartoon, including on how the melanated woman has a natural psychic ability. You can't deny me, family. You can't deny your brother Crumb be breaking shit down and exposing it in a way that you had never seen. I looked on YouTube, I looked on Google, and I said to myself, is anybody breaking this shit down like I am? Is anybody breaking this shit down in depth that I am going in? Answer, no. Moving on. Okay, so now if you think I got you with that one, let's go to Jaga. Let's go to Jaga, because I'm not dealing with the good guys unless it got something to do with us. Predominantly the bad guys have something to do with us, so I'm dealing with the bad guys. But in this case, Jaga is the spirit that watches, guides, and protects the Thundercats. So here is Jaga. You see Jaga, and then you see him as a blue spirit. And there's his name, Jaga. And right here, you see Jaga as a spirit cloaking under his cloak, cloaking the Thundercats. He's a spirit, he's a demon, he's a guardian angel. Now, why is this important, family? Let me blow your mind real quick. Let me blow your mind real quick, family. Hold on. Jah, the Imperial Majesty. Now, if you look at, what is his name? His name is Jah. Look at him. That's Jah. What does he have in his hand? A sword. The sword of omens. Where did Lion-O get the sword of omens from? Jaga. Here's a cartoon with Jaga. If you go and buy the toy Jaga, it comes with a sword of omens. That's Jah. His name is Jah, not Jaga. Jaga is a caricature of Ali Selassie, Emperor, the Imperial Majesty. Oh, Crumb, you reaching now. You reaching. All right. Well, here, let's put their faces together. Does it look, do they resemble each other, nigga? Only time I usually say that word is when I'm really talking to niggas. When niggas come with that stupid shit, that's when I gotta call you out. So if you battling me right now, let me ask you. I just broke 200 people watching this. Salute to the family. Let me ask y'all, does Jaga look like Ali Selassie, the emperor? Does he? Now look what Jaga's wearing on his head. Are you following me, family? Look what Jaga's wearing on his head. Jaga is Jah. Who is Jah? Jah is the Lion of Judah. Here's a picture. Well, here's a book. It's called, wait, actually I gotta scroll a little bit because I didn't realize it was cut off. Let me scroll, oh, there we go. Just a little bit. The Lion of Judah in the New World, Emperor Ali Selassie of Ethiopia, and shaping of Americans' attitude toward Africa. He is known as the Lion. I don't know if you know shit about Rastafarianism. I don't know if you know anything about that. Your ass been so caught up in everything else that you overlook Rastafarianism. But in terms of Rastafarianism, they give honor to the Lion of Judah. Now here's a picture of Jaga, the lion. And here's a caricature of him in that same exact suit as a lion. So when we're talking about the influences on the Thundercats, you can't deny me, family. These are the influences of the Thundercats. So with that said, I got about 200 people. I want to let y'all know, family, please subscribe to me on on YouTube, but you got to subscribe to the one that says Crumb in the icon. Please follow me on Facebook. I already got 5,000 friends, but if you can friend me, then please friend me, but follow me. And I'm on Instagram, so follow me there as well. I'm doing more and more on Instagram, more to come. I am your humble brother, Crumb Snatcher. So there it is. That's my breakdown on the Thundercast. Hold on. I needed that, family. That's my breakdown on the Thundercast. With that said, I want to thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate and I really love y'all. Listen to me, family. I love you. Literally, I don't get paid for this. I do it because I love you. Literally, I love you. I don't know what else to say. Please say it back. I love you. Peace and love. Shout out to Yarima Karama. Shout out to Robert Boyd. Go follow Robert Boyd. And shout out to Jesus Powell. Her name ain't, there is no Jesus. It's a Jesus Powell. This is your brother Crumb Snatcher. Peace and love to the whole family.